Lair. Secret Lair never changes. In 2019, a storm of secret lairs began. In 2 brief super drops, most Magic the Gathering online discourse was reduced to cinders. I mean, no one really noticed any difference there, but from the ashes of Hasbro's devastation, a new game would struggle to arise. A few were able to reach the relative safety of small local game stores, where a generation of casuals have lived without knowledge of the online world. But life in the LGS is about to change. No secret lair alert! No secret lair alert! No secret lair alert! No secret lair alert! 35 secret lairs for this, the year 2021. That is already more than one every other week for an entire year. However, time still remains to hit the house's prediction of 52. It's nearing the end of October. Can Wizards of the Coast possibly release another 17 secret lairs before December 31st? Now, I had hoped to begin this video by showing off my recent secret lair purchase, examining the foils in terms of their quality to see if they'd gotten any better, but my secret lair still hasn't arrived. It was the Phyrexian Praetors one. I went ahead and bought that in both non-foil and foil, and still don't have it yet. Nonetheless, many secret lairs are good deals, so let us look at a good deal of these new secret lairs. Let's begin with Mirrodins Sanity, being offered at $29.99 in non-foil and $39.99 in foil. Those who were around for original Mirrodin do remember the insanity that the affinity mechanic caused standard record bans at the time, and these pixel-rendered artifact lands have indeed been banned from formats like Modern, lest similar insanity happen there. Old-school pixels mixed with artifact metal plane seems like an interesting mix, but in terms of grade, when we look at the non-foil versions of these cards, they're little more than basic lands. Mainstay reprints of commander decks and other pre-constructed products, and the fact that you really only want to run these in Pauper as far as competitive 1v1 formats are concerned, means that price is not too high. Foils, on the other hand, are quite up there, as, believe it or not, these have never been reprinted in foil outside of the original Mirrodin block. So, wow, yeah, a foil Great Furnace or Seat of the Synod is pretty pricey, coming to $194.34 total if you were to buy one of each of these in foil, but only $4 or so for non-foil. I thought about this one a lot, and I'm going to lean in the direction of basic lands being offered in a secret lair drop, which I've always said is, an A-. You don't really need them, but if you want them, fine. And while these aren't quite basic lands, I'll apply that logic here. Maybe this is unfair of me. I was very on the border about it because, as you're going to see, there's other secret lairs where the value is absolutely not there, and I have a harsh response. Remember, in the end, it is your evaluation that matters most. I'm simply offering you food for thought with my evaluation, but you're the one spending the money. I have felt that basic lands being absolutely worthless in their cheapest form means that a secret lair offering a basic land treatment that you really like and want to spend the money on is no real problem. But when we get into the idea of needed reprints, reprinting of cards that will run in your deck, and we see cards that people don't run in their deck, and a $29.99 or $39.99 secret lair isn't worth its own cost even when getting the cheapest cards, I interpret that differently than looking at basic lands. The Mirrodin lands are kind of in between, and I made the judgment call to interpret them as pretty much the same as I would basic lands. Was that correct? Well, you can let me know in the comments below, but let's move on to the other secret layers. Moving on, our next course is Monster Anatomy 101, featuring these rather gory anatomy renditions of various monsters from Magic's history. This reminds me a little bit of that Pokemon book I have where they're dissecting Pokemon. But the choices in cards are a little mixed. While Gishoth and Ilarg are definitely ones that people run, Protean Hulk is a noteworthy inclusion as well. Fleet Swallower is definitely disappointing, and I'm on the fence about Goblin Trashmaster. I feel like there could have been cooler picks in those colors, as far as monsters are concerned. And certainly when adding up the non-foil price of all of these, we're not that far above $29.99. Now, foil versions would run us $87.08, but this isn't being offered in non-foil and foil. It's being offered in non-foil and etched foil. And as you know, we don't know what etched means because every time they release an etched foil card, it looks different. Some of them have looked amazing, some of them not so much. That's a bit of a risk, but if you see them show off the style, which they, as of now, have not, and you like it and you want to go for that bling, yeah, getting $87 worth of cards for $39.99, that's a B+. The non-foil versions, not so much. And I'm gonna say it's just a C+. Our show continues with the Monster Movie Marathon. Here, Wizards has specified these cards are hand-drawn. I think it's a neat style. It's certainly distinct and of that never thought a Magic card would look like this category. I don't know why there's only 4 when so far all of the secret layers have been sets of 5. I guess hand-drawn costs more. Sadly, the cards selected do not. If you were to buy these 4 cards in their cheapest non-foil versions, you'd be spending a little over $7. Again, I think the style is really cool. It was probably costly, which is why there's only 4 of them. I don't know about that. And all of these cards do see play, from Beast Within to Grafdigger's Cage, Blasphemous Act, certainly, and Witchmember, Dismember. But it is disappointing that they didn't throw in a 5th money card to make the value go up here. And that disappointment translates to a D because even buying all of these in foil would still be a lot less than they're charging here. And speaking of Ds, no, that's not the grade for this next batch. You'll need to read the fine print there. But D stands for Demon. D's Demons. Though I do think some of the selections are nuts. While Grizzlebrand and Razaketh are definitely well-played, in-demand cards, and I can see Liliana's Contract as a great instance of them selecting a card that maybe doesn't have a high monetary value, but is played and used in those corner case situations where people love to gift it to someone at the right time, and so getting a cool art rendition of it, yeah, that's a great example of what you select when you've already got some high-priced cards. But Kothafed, oh, what a terrible card. And it's only 29 cents in non-foil and 67 cents in foil. And as for Belzenok, well, I think that's worse than Kothaped. Nonetheless, we do have some big hitters in here, bringing the total for buying all of these in non-foil to $39.85, and foil versions a whopping $96.93. And this secret layer has 3 options of non-foil, foil, and etched. Again, we have no idea what etched is going to mean here, but I'm never against more selection. In all honesty, I again ask, why can't every secret layer be in foil, non-foil, and I suppose now that they like doing etched, etched. Grades are going to be a B- for the non-foil versions, and I'll say a B+ for the foil. As for etched, that's up to you to decide which of those 2 categories it falls into. Our next selection is a showcase offering for Midnight Hunt, reprinting a host of Innistrad lands in that showcase style, which I personally am not a big fan of. I think that when you put all those showcase black and white cards together on a board, they all blend together. But again, personal aesthetic. What is not subjective, however, is math. And this has a whopping 10 cards in a secret layer that is still only charging $29.99. So I ask the question, how can they afford to put 10 cards in a showcase style with brand new artwork in a secret layer for $29.99, and in other secret layers only offer 3 or 4? Theoretically, this should be the most expensive secret layer for them to produce in terms of commissioning the artwork and material costs, and I really don't understand how this keeps happening. It is highly disappointing, however, that they've selected a lot of draft chaff for these lands. I know it's on theme to take the ones from Innistrad, but come on, Grim Backwoods, it's 18 cents because it's no good. I get angry when I see this in a Commander precon. Stensia Bloodhall? Slayer's Stronghold? Give me a break. It would cost me only $22.72 to buy all of these in non-foil. Foil will go up there to $61, and I can't believe that the secret lair that has the most cards in it is going to get such underwhelming grades from me, but the selection is just sad. Grades a D and a C respectively. Thank you, next. Finally, for the same price as the secret lair that just had 10 cards in it, we have a secret lair with only 3 cards in it. Again, marked as hand-drawn, really cool style, I like it. We're running 2 for 3 with a Rise of the Dark Realms, great card, Gravecrawler, another great card, and Liliana, a fabulous planeswalker. Oh, it's the Death's Majesty version. Now, Death's Majesty is far from the worst overall Liliana, but this was just reprinted, literally, in this set for the Commander precon. Surely Wizards of the Coast knows when it's reprinting cards, right? Select a different Liliana, please, because this one's just $1.50. Can you imagine if this had been Liliana of the Veil in here? Nah, you gotta save that for Double Masters 2 next year. So as it stands, buying all of these in non-foil is $36. Not too much value, but not too bad. Foil's a lot better at 107, and we're back in C+, B+ territory. At this point, you may have noticed that the video does not have an evaluation of Secret Lair Stranger Things. There is a reason for that. The reason is that this video does not have an evaluation of Secret Lair Stranger Things. I do have thoughts on that secret lair, but those thoughts are complex and deserve their own video, which will be released soon. In the meantime, I hope very much that this video has been of some help to you in deciding how you best would like to spend your money. Are you going to buy any or many of these secret lairs? Which ones and why? Let me know in the comments below.